Today, let's take a look at June 2023 challenge.
Hello, friends and members of Art Joy Sharing. It is June, and that means we are on to another task. And this year we've been focusing on art journaling, but that doesn't mean you can't play along. It means that if you are not an art journaler, you can do it on a page, you can do it on a panel, you can do it any way you want to. But this month, I thought rather than focusing on one thing, let's broaden it out. I want for the month of June to experiment. Yeah, experiment. That's what I'm saying. And what I want you to do is to take anything and experiment with it. Take a stick and draw with it. Use something in your stash that you haven't used before. Get out things that you haven't had in a while. Here's some gold gesso that I haven't used in a while. I'll bring you down on the desk and I'll show you something that I experimented with this morning. It was a process that Mary Beth Shaw was doing using stencils, and she was just piling them on and spraying and piling them on, and I'll show you the results of that. But when you experiment, like the girls were last month, you saw them doing the grid journaling. There were several of you that were doing grid journaling. They were putting pictures up of what they had created using grid journaling. And so what I want you to do, and maybe I can convince a couple of you to come on and share a video of what you've done this month to experiment. And what I want you to do is to put those experiments out on Art Joy Sharing. Now, I've started a chat in Art Joy Sharing. So if you've got an experiment that you want to share with somebody else, and you want to chat with somebody, you can go over there and you can just start a chat and start working together and doing something. This is a chat that is specific to group members. So, if you're chatting, that's the people that you can chat with in that group. The other thing is there's been some discussion about doing Zooms, and so I find that the best time for this group to Zoom is on the weekend. And so I'll try to put a couple of Zooms up this month, Saturday or Sunday. And that's, if you don't have the application, you need to download the application and get started with Zoom. It's not difficult. It's just like doing Facebook. And we can talk to one another. We can see one another. As long as you have a camera and a microphone, you're in. And most laptops these days have that. Most tablets these days have that. So, and a lot of phones too. I'm sorry. Don't want to leave them out. But I mean, most things these days have some kind of camera and some kind of microphone. And so you can get on and you can share. So experiment. Take out your journal. Just get some things out and start experimenting on a page and then share it with the group. That's the challenge for the month of June. Okay, let me bring you down here. So on my desktop are just a few things that I'd been playing with. Scraps of paper that have the gold on. This is a packaging that I painted on. These are some of those thin pages that I was using stencils and sprays with, like Mary Beth Shaw. Mary Beth has a whole video on this on her Stencil Girl Products channel, so if you want to go to Stencil Girl and check it out and see what she did, you can do that. But it's real simple. She's just piling stencils and papers and spritzing with sprays. And, we've all got stuff that we haven't used, whether it's paint or sprays or whatever, in our stash that needs to be used up. So I thought, well, this was a good opportunity for me to get out some stuff and just have a play. So you can see there's a stencil that I was using, stack and a paper, and another stencil. And so this is just a way for me to experiment. Now I have all these great papers full of color, full of texture. Here are some pages that I was doing some stamping on and some things with pens and pencils. So, experiment, have some fun. This is going to be a great month for you to just show us how you play with product. Here's some gold. I think this is a watercolor medium, actually, and I haven't used very much of it out of this jar, and I'm thinking, boy, it's going to dry up before you use it. Get it out there on a piece of paper. So I'm just smearing it around. I'm seeing what the viscosity is. Looks pretty good. And then, I've got this stick that I just drug in from the yard. And I've got some black ink. And I'm going to dip the stick and use it like it was a pen. And experiment. You can use the dauber right out of the top of your ink bottle if you want to. But just play, script a little bit, draw some imagery, scrape it across something. This is time for experimentation. Let's just see what we can come up with, because I know you guys are mad chemists kind of like I am, and you love to come up with something different than what you've done before. So let's give it a try. So that's the task. Please show us your work. I would love to see what you guys are doing. Remember, it's all about experimentation and having fun. This is not something that is difficult. So pull your stuff out. Show me your stuff. Thanks, guys.